Listen, there's something I want to share with you. I've just watched an amazing 9-part series called Gangs of London. It is gripping, frightening, scary, and as violent as any Quentin Tarantino film you've seen. Maybe even more violent. I couldn't wait to see what happened next and watched all 9 episodes within the space of 3 days. It's set in the UK and, spoiler alert, it is very violent. But it's exciting too. And, as a Welshman, I have to say there are some lovely episodes filmed outside London, in the heart of the Welsh countryside. I say lovely, I'm just talking about the scenery. What these people get up to is way beyond what you might expect from a Hollywood movie. This series is not for the faint-hearted. But you know, the thing about watching British TV, and I have to raise a glass to the BBC, Netflix and Sky Atlantic for consistently producing amazing programmes, is that with a little help, you can pick up so much of what living in this country is like. The phrases we use, what our streets, homes and cities look like. Okay, so this is not a true reflection of what life is like in this country, but do you really believe all Americans live the dream life you see in Hollywood films? No, I thought not. So, we will provide you with the links, since we are not allowed to upload the whole episode. Remember, there's another 9 episodes to follow, and we will pick out the best phrases for you to be able to understand British native speakers and sound like one yourself. Enjoy! Always up for a party.
Know me? Always up for a party.
This is a British informal expression that means to want to do something. We can use it with a noun or a gerund. For example, are you up for going swimming later? I'm up for having a meal out tonight. I'm fed up of staying in and cooking. Fancy going to a restaurant? In more formal terms, it can also take on the meaning to be considered for something such as a post or a job. For example, the American president is up for election in November, but somehow I don't think he'll win. My contract will come up for renewal at the end of the year, but quite frankly, I'm in the process of finding a new company to work for now. You have my word.
Sean, you have my word.
When you give someone your word, it means that you promise something. It comes from ancient times when knights would say this to indicate that the person could trust them. It is from an era when knights were honourable. They had a sense of chivalry. It takes on a different meaning in similar expressions such as, don't take my word for it. This is used when you know something is true and you are trying to convince someone else, but you invite them to check to make sure they believe you. Another phrase with an entirely different meaning is easier to understand. I'm lost for words. Sometimes people say, I'm speechless. It means that you cannot think of anything to say, you don't know how to react. For example, when they announced that I was the winner, I was so shocked that I was simply lost for words. We have a lot to cover over the course of this meeting.
We have a lot to cover over the course of this meeting, and I'm sure you all...
To have a lot to cover means that there are many things to discuss or go through, that there are many topics or a large area of material to get through. We can also add the word ground. For example, shall we start now? We have a lot of ground to cover, and I want this meeting to finish by 5 o'clock at the latest. That's to say, we have a large amount of information to review. I just want to know where we stand.
I just want to know where we stand.
We shall...
To know where we stand has the meaning of understanding our current position, to be aware or certain what the responsibilities or position are in a certain situation. For example, with the old boss, we all knew where we stood. The new chap is very vague and never communicates. We just never know where we stand with him. Leave it to me.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Leave it with me.
When we use this expression, we are telling someone that they need not worry. We will take care of it. So, if someone is worried about something, you can reassure them that you personally will take care of it or find out for them. In other words, let me handle it. Let me take care of it. You can also say, leave it to me. For example, listen, I'm sorry I don't have the time to clear away the dishes. I really need to finish my essay before 9 p.m. Can I leave it with you? Mum's just had a go.
Mum's just had a go.
To have a go at someone is more of a British expression rather than an American one. Basically, it means to find fault with someone. Shout at them because they have annoyed you. It's an informal expression and implies criticism. For example, my mum had a go at me because I hadn't made my bed before I left for school. We also use the expression to tell someone off. For example, the teacher told the student off because he would just not be quiet throughout the entire lesson. The verb to have a go at something has an entirely different meaning. It conveys the sense of trying something out or attempting something new. For example, I've never tried sushi before, but if you say that it's tasty, I am willing to have a go. CCTV from last night.
CCTV from the night Finn was killed.
CCTV means one thing in China. It's the name of a TV channel. In the UK, it stands for Closed Circuit Television. In other words, security cameras. When the police are trying to solve a crime, they will often review the CCTV footage. China, the USA and Germany have the highest number of security cameras in operation in the world, and the City of London figures in the world's top 10. Lowkey.
side. If he leaves, you follow, but low-key, unseen.
Low-key means quiet, restrained, moderate, or for people, easygoing. It is rarely, if ever, used in the opposite, high key. So, for example, if you are talking about a party where not many people attended or it was not very elaborate, you could call it a low-key affair. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Don't forget to pass it on, place a like, and turn on your notifications.